there's a mantra that I say to myself all the time, and it's true. If you think you know it all, well, that's all you know. That's all you know. You think you know it all? That's all you know. And that applies to me as well. I believe very much I have a deeper connection now with who I am eternally than I did when I was a Mormon. Now, I don't know what that essence is, but that's a marvelous thing because it unleashes the limitless potentials that I have in the eternities. I realize that I am a part of a never-ending process of self-realization that does not have an ultimate goal or destination. And it's wonderful that self-realization has no ultimate destination. Because of that, there's no end to it. The river is rushing, and I'm not stuck on the edge trying to put it in a box and get stuck in an eddy. You know, I don't blame myself for being stuck in the eddy I was for many years because it was the way I was raised. That's okay. One of my favorite authors I've mentioned before is Neil Donald Walsh, who wrote the Conversations with God series. And he shares the eddy of the Catholic Church, which was what he was raised at. And you know, there are a lot of good points to all these eddies, but still they're traps. You know, and he would get into so much trouble because back in his day, the Catholics couldn't eat meat on Sundays. And he was taught by the nuns how this is an immutable truth of God. You don't eat meat on Sundays. And when the Catholic Church finally came out and said it's okay to eat meat on Sundays, you know, he would point that out. Well, now it's changed. Did God change his mind or something? And those nuns would be so upset at him because what he's doing is he is shaking up their apple cart. He is rippling the water within the eddy. And eddies don't like that. They want you to stay there. And they use fear to keep you there. Don't ever buy into anyone's philosophy that says if you don't do it this way, you're not going to grow. You're not going to become what you want to become. Because the truth is, there's no destination, like I said. The process of the evolution of consciousness is just that. It's a process. It's not a destination. The evolution of consciousness is not a destination. It's an eternal, never-ending journey. We are discovering what it is to exist. And the truth is, what we are has no limits. So there's no destination in the journey. So when anyone starts to point to you, this is the destination. I found the destination of the journey of conscious self-realization. You know, give them a smile, be polite, but don't let them pull you into their eddy, okay? That's just my advice. And I think this is very relevant because in order to maintain the path of mystic knowledge and self-realization, you have to avoid the eddies, okay? And that's what coming out to this river this morning reminded me. And I'm glad that you allowed me to share that with you. And I hope it helps in some way. I want to share one anecdote before I go back home to Plum Gables. Have some breakfast. I was once, after I had broken away from the eddy of the Mormon church, and it was very scary, like I said, to break away, but there I was in the process, and I'm stepping out of the eddy. And new things are coming to me. I'm realizing concepts and ideas and things about myself that I had forgotten. I never even knew about, never knew they were there. And I would start to share them with people who were still in the eddy. Family members at the time, friends I knew. And they would look at me and say, "You can't believe that. That's impossible." And I used to say, if you don't believe in the impossible, you can never achieve the impossible. So don't listen to it when people tell you that what you are learning at the time is impossible. It's not. The universe and consciousness has infinite possibilities. If you don't believe me, go back to the video I made yesterday about know the universe, know yourself. In those 4 videos, you'll realize that the continuum of the universe is endless. There's no end to it. So never believe that something you are learning is impossible, because the truth is, in order to achieve the impossible, you have to first believe in it. And remember again the mantra: when you think you know it all, well, that's all you know. I'm going to go have breakfast. Thanks for letting me share these ideas with you. Bye-bye.